Yo, it's your boy Wes the Tech here to bring you another one of my personal favorite tech tips to help you as an artist grow in your craft. Now, today we're going to go over 3 tips to building your online music presence, all right? So if you're a recording artist who's looking into building your online presence as a recording artist, then this is the perfect video for you, because in this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips that you should know in regards to actually building your presence so that you could grow your fan base as an artist, all right? Now, before I continue, I definitely want to let you guys know about my free music business checklist tool that's available to download off of my website right now. This is for any one of you guys who's looking into starting your own music business but don't quite know where to start. With this free tool, you actually be able to identify 3 things that you could do right away to start your own music business. So if you want to grab that free tool today, you can click on the link above. I'll also leave the link in the descriptions below, all right? Now, when it comes to building your online presence as an artist, it can be very, very difficult, especially because there's just so many artists online. There's so many artists that are coming out each day, and there are so many people who are just online just checking out all of these different things, right? So you could get lost in the shuffle very, very easy when it comes to being an artist. But if you are able to build a strong online presence, then it could build credibility for you as an artist, and people will be able to find you more when they are looking for a new artist or new music, all right? But the trick is, how do you actually build your online presence? Well, in this video, I wanted to highlight 3 tips that I personally use to build my online presence, and I know that these tips will help you guys as well, all right? So starting with the first one, the most obvious one is social media, all right? Social media is by far one of the best ways to actually build your online presence as a recording artist. We already know of all of the stories of all the different artists who have gone viral, who has blown up, or who have, met success because of things they have did either on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, so on and so forth. Even YouTube, which would count as a platform as well, right? Social media is probably the first place that you want to look towards when it comes to actually building your online presence as an artist, because everybody is using social media every day. It's the most used type of platform in the world right now, all right? From young people to old people, everyone is hopping on social media. You yourself may wake up in the morning and the first thing you go on is a social media platform. Most people nowadays do the same thing. So this is why social media is very, very important to grow your fan base and to just grow your online presence in general. So that's obviously the most important one. That's obviously the most obvious one. But the next 2 ones that I definitely want to talk about are the ones that aren't as known or aren't as prominent, but can affect your online presence even greater than social media, believe it or not. All right. So the next tip, or the next thing that you want to do to actually build your online presence, is to start getting on music blog sites, all right? This is actually more beneficial to you as an artist than social media when it comes to building your online presence, especially when you're talking about building your Google Knowledge Panel, right? Because you can't build your Google Knowledge Panel off of social media alone, because the Google Knowledge Panel literally takes articles from all around the internet that pertains to you, and that's where they get the images from. That's where they get all of the other stuff from, and that's how your Google Knowledge Panel is built as an artist. But obviously, if you don't have any articles online about you, then your panel will never be built. How do you build that? Is by getting those articles made. Who posts those articles? Music blog sites, all right? We all know of 24-Hour Hip Hop. We know of XXL Magazine, which essentially just turned into a music blog site over the years, right? We know of All Music and all of these different websites where they are giving out news about music, where they're sharing new artists and featuring new artists and just talk about music in a whole. These are the type of websites that you need to get on. And the coolest thing about most of these websites is you can submit directly to them. Most of them will, under their contacts, they'll have a place that you can submit your music to, that you can submit your EPK pack to, which is basically your artist electronic press kit to, where you can give them all your information and stuff on that. All of this stuff is stuff that is available for you online by simply just going to their website and submitting out a form or sending them an email, right? These are definitely great websites that you need to get on to help build your online presence as a recording artist. Now, I will give you this disclaimer. Some of these websites out there will try to charge you to do these things and stuff like that. You don't need to do that. And actually, by law, a lot of these places don't really have the real accreditation to be able to actually be doing that for you. So if you feel like you have to do that, you don't. There are plenty of sites that will allow you to just submit your information to them. And if they like what they hear, if they like what they see, or if they love your story, they will actually post your stuff on their blog site and so on and so forth. And another helpful tip that I will give you guys when it comes to actually submitting to blog sites is to try to get on blog sites that are more niche specific. And what I mean by that is whatever your specific genre is, try to find websites that cater to that particular genre, right? If you make hardcore rock and roll, you want to look for those websites that actually promote that shares news on that specifically, right? As for me, I do hip hop, but I don't just do hip hop. I do Christian hip hop specifically. So when I'm looking for blog sites, I'm not just looking for hip hop blog sites because there's tons of them, right? I'm not just looking for hot new hip hop or double XL magazine or triple XL magazine. The typical ones for hip hop, right? Hip Hop Nation and stuff like that. I'm not looking for those because I do Christian hip hop. I'm looking for blog sites that are specific to Christian hip hop, like the Rapzillas of the world, the Holy Culture of the world, and those different Art Soul, for example. All of those three websites that I just gave you, those three Christian hip hop blog sites, I'm actually featured on right now. And those three sites have helped me build my online presence as an artist. So I give you that example for you guys to understand that whatever your niche is, whatever the type of music that you make, whatever genre you make, when you're looking for these blog sites, just make sure they are specific to the genre that you have, because you have a better chance of being featured. You have a better chance of being seen rather than just trying to throw yourself in a pot that's too broad. Like for me, example, just throwing myself in hip hop, there's so many denominations and so many different types of subgenres of hip hop that I could get lost in the shuffle, if you get what I'm saying. So definitely start tapping into music blog sites, because blog sites will definitely help you, especially when it comes to your Google Knowledge Panel and everything else. All right. Now, the third one is just as important as the first two, and that's by finding a way to get on some type of video media. All right. Now, video media is super important, especially nowadays as an artist, because like I said, everybody is online. Now, when I'm talking about video media, I'm talking about things like live streams or podcasts, essentially things where people can actually see you, hear you have conversation, and get to know you more outside of just the music that you're releasing, right? We all know the Breakfast Club, right? The Breakfast Club and, Sway in the Morning and, the Joe Budden podcast and all of these different, places where you get to see an artist actually speak on certain things for the first time. Of course, they're there to promote their music and stuff like that, but you get to hear hidden stories and all of these different things about them, right, that you wouldn't typically get from just their music alone, right? You don't have these people contact numbers. You don't know where to find them. They're not doing reality TV shows or anything like that. So where else do you get to know the artists more? You get to know them more on these type of places. I mean, literally, the Breakfast Club is now one of the most prominent things of the culture, right? You haven't made it until you made it on the Breakfast Club yet. You get what I'm saying? That's because it has set such a precedence for us to be seen, right? People want to actually hear your story outside of the realms of just your music, right? Podcasts are the same thing, right? These radio stations, all of these things that have any type of cameras that is actually filming you speaking. This is something that you need to get on more. The more interviews you could do, the more podcasts you could get on, the more radio stations you could go to that are actually doing live streams and that are actually doing videos. You need to access all of those things because, again, that's building who you are online outside of your music so that people can get to know who you are. So These are the 3 things that you really need to focus on if you're really trying to build your online presence. To go over those things again, the first one is the most obvious, social media. The second one is music blog sites, which is great for your Google search engines, all the search engines out there. When people type in your name as an artist, that's those articles and those blog sites will really push that and really make you more present online in regards to that. And third, video media, whether it's podcasts, whether it's live streams, whether it's interviews, anything where there's a camera showing and you're speaking into it, those are great. Not just on your platform, by the way. Going live on your IG or whatever does not count, because that's already where you are. You need to be on other places where people where you will find new viewers, right? Going live on your own platform every week does not count as building your video media presence online. All that's doing is building your own social media, but you're trying to reach people out there who may not know about you yet, or may not know about your social media, or who may not follow you yet. How do you get to them? You get to them by getting on somebody else's podcast who already has a fan base, somebody else's radio station. Breakfast Club already has a huge following. If you're an artist and you land on there, there's so many people who may be hearing your name for the first time when you appear on there. That's just the way it goes. You don't want to just stay in your own box, in your own social media platform, and do all of those things. Make sure you're getting out there, you're hopping on other sets and things like that, and really getting your name out there as an independent artist, because that's the only way to really grow your online presence, all right? But that's pretty much it, guys. That's what this video was primarily catered to talk about. All right, everything that I've discussed in this video, I actively do currently, right? If you were to Google my artist name right now, you would see the articles on me, you would see the interviews, you would see the podcast, you would see my Google knowledge panel. It actually registers me as a musical artist right now if you were to Google my name. All of this thing was made possible because I took those tips and I applied those same things. So make sure that you guys are doing the same thing as well, all right? But that's pretty much it, guys. That's what this video was about. Before I let you guys go, I definitely want to let you guys know about my book here, The 13 Steps to Jumpstart Your Music Business. This is quite simply for those of you who are tired of working that 9-to-5 job and just wants to do music full time. I've been doing music full time for years now, and I want the same thing for everybody who watches my channel. So if you want to be able to accomplish that same goal and live off of your music only, you want to grab this book here, because this book is literally the guideline, and it's the 13 steps that I took to put myself in a position to leave my 9-to-5 job so that I could do music full time. And that's what I want for every other independent artist as well, all right? So make sure you grab that. It comes in paperback form, and I do have it as ebook form as well. The ebook, obviously, if you get the ebook, you can start reading it today, right? It's the only major book that I've ever written, but it's an important one, which is why I decided to even create the book in the first place, all right, guys? But that's pretty much it. Of course, I definitely want to hear from you guys. Let me know if you have any additional tips that I didn't mention that can help build your online presence. Throw it in the comments section so that the rest of the community can learn from that as well. If you have any questions and concerns in regards to anything, of course, put that in the comments as well, because, of course, I'm here to help you out as an independent artist. All right, guys? But that's pretty much it. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
I'm feeling like David. Can't nobody slay me. I feel like Moses. Big Moses. Can't nobody hold me. I feel like Daniel. Big Daddy. Can't nobody face me.